for you to tell us a little bit about the how and the why that you started your business, to weave in some form or fashion that you're comfortable with, that you're a part of the LGBTQ community, so that we can use it as a way to celebrate our commitment to serving that community, especially during Pride Month. And then after that, we can stop and regroup, but then we'll want you to talk a little bit about how WEDC has helped you.
Okay. Well, as you know, everyone has a story, and I'll tell you mine. It started 11 years ago. I had a whole trifecta going on in my life in regards to personally and professionally. I was in the fashion industry for 25 years, and I loved what I did. And I had the opportunity to work with some good, knowledgeable people that allowed me to grow professionally and allowed me to pretty much run my own business. So with all of the tools that I've learned from the role models that I had worked for, especially I worked for this one company, it was a swimwear company, and it was swimwear created by women for women. And that was pretty much the heart of my career for many years. And I had a nice run with them, but then I felt that it was time for me to move on. So I worked for another company, another woman company, and she gave me the opportunity to work with her. And the intention was for me to take over her business. But come to find, personally, we were friends. And she was involved with a woman, and I am gay. And it's always nice to have friends that are gay. I mean, it really doesn't matter what your sexual preference is, but this is a woman-owned business. And I admired and respected her success, but she ended up not being such a nice person. So getting back to a trifecta that I had in my life, I was working for this woman who was not very nice to me. My mother was given 6 months to live, and I was in an 8-year relationship with a woman that was coming to an end. So there's two avenues. You could either rise above. I never like to look at myself as the victim. I always see myself as the victor. So fortunately, I was able to spend the last 9 days of my mother's life with her, because that was my priority. And having priorities in order is very important. And I've always worked on self-esteem and self-growth and positive mental attitude. And coming from a very strong background, my mother was really my source of strength. So I spent the last 9 days of my life with my mother's life with her. And I came back to work. And the woman that I worked for said, "So what are you going to do now?" Like, no remorse, didn't ask how I was doing while I was with my mother in Florida, never followed up. And I'm like, no compassion. And I'm a very passionate person. And I just reviewed my life. And prior to my mother passing, I said, "Ma, I don't like what I'm doing. I'm in a relationship that's not working." And she said, "You have to be true to yourself and be happy." So with that being said, I ended up leaving this company in the fashion industry. I ended my relationship with a wonderful woman. We still are friends. Emotional intellect is important. We realized it wasn't working. And I took time to grieve my mother's loss. I took time to just look at my life and the direction that I was going. I have a brother who's a successful real estate developer, and I went to him for guidance. And he said, "Why don't you start your own business?" And I'm like, "Okay, what am I going to do?" And with that being said, he took me to one of his vendors in New Jersey, and they sold natural stone. And I'm like, okay, I believe in myself, and failure was never an option. And I looked at it as I could start my business, and no matter how much business I do, is more than I did. And I was looking for all of the avenues. And there's a place that I did some research, SCORE in Connecticut, because at that time, I was living in Connecticut. And I went there, and prior to me going there, and with my years of being in business and running a business, I went there prepared. I started my own LLC, so I already had that set up. I had a brochure. I had a business plan in mind, but I needed guidance. And I was very fortunate to work with somebody that guided me. And I went down the list of things that I needed to do, and I was ahead of the game. Then they led me to WEDC. And the reason I went to WEDC, going back to backtracking, my brother is a real estate developer and he does a lot of projects. He does affordable housing, senior living, and a percentage of their business goes to minority owned companies. He said, Renee, you know what? It would be in your best interest as a business owner, you're 100% business owner, to look into it. Have to be in business for 3 years. I was already there. So I'm recapping, there are timelines and I don't want to jump around and I seem to be doing that, but I don't have an agenda or an outline here. So I'm just going by, my history. Needless to say, I called up WEDC and I was very fortunate to find Veronica. And I'll say this to you today. We spoke earlier. I'll say it tomorrow. She is a true blessing. Not only her, but actually WEDC itself, the organization. And I'm all about women for women. I work with women companies. I believe in promoting women. I think if women would only build each other up instead of compete with each other, it would be a wonderful world. And just, again, jumping around, since I started my business, I'm actually married to a wonderful woman. She's in the industry. She's very well respected. She's highly regarded, and she is truly a role model and involved in a lot of organizations. So again, having a partner who has the same mindset as me is also important. So getting back to my journey and my accomplishments, Veronica was very helpful in helping me get my certification. I didn't realize the process. And without her guidance and support and her patience, I would have never been able to get it. It took a while. It took a while to fill out the application. It took a while to get the certification. And throughout my career or having my company, my business has evolved because I really didn't know which direction I was going. I started my company, it was Milano Stone. Milano Stone is because Milano is my father had businesses and one of the names of his business was Milano. So that's where that came from. Stone is because I was going to sell stone. Then as years progressed, my business evolved and I have another division, Milano Stone and Design, in addition to Milano Stone Consulting. Milano Consulting. So over the past, again, I started my business in 2011. It is now 2023. My business has grown over the years because of the hard work that I have put into it and trying to find my way. I am self-motivated. I'm very passionate and I had to find my niche. So getting back to the beginning of my career in this new profession that I have, I was given a list of warm leads, and I went down the list, and there was one architect in particular that took a liking to me, and he was looking to redefine his office, and it's in Larchmont. That's where my office currently is, and he was dealing with high-end clients in Larchmont. He's an architect, but he was looking for someone to work with his homeowners. And they were not looking for an interior designer because it doesn't matter what industry you're in. Everybody has something to say with the people that they work with. You go to a hair salon, they do a bad job. You have a contractor, they do a bad job. So, it's very funny to hear what people have to say. So he had given me the title of procurement specialist. I said, wow, that sounds fancy. I didn't even know what it meant, but I said, okay. So I created business cards. And when I meet with people, I say that I'm a procurement specialist. What exactly does that mean? My background in fashion, I was in fashion for 25 years. I was in production, I was in distribution, merchandising. I'm very well-rounded in that. So everything that I learned in the fashion industry, I applied it to this business. So procurement, what does that mean? When I work with a homeowner that doesn't have any idea what she wants, whether it's new construction or a renovation, we start with, what do you like? And whatever it is that you like or you need, I can get it, from flooring to custom-made countertops, hoods, bathrooms, anything I can procure. And over the years, I've created a list of vendors, preferred vendors that I work with. So I was a procurement special. I am a procurement specialist. In addition to that, again, going back to WEDC, because again, such an instrumental part of my growth, and Veronica guiding me and having my certification, I wanted to expand that because I felt comfortable and confident in myself and in my business and who I was and what I was doing. And having a wife who's also in the industry giving me warm leads was very helpful. So over the past, I would say 3 to 5 years, my business has grown exponentially. And with that being said, my certification was due to expire. So here I go back to Veronica. She's always my go-to. And I say that with such gratitude. And I know that you have Sasha, who's been very helpful with, she's an addition to, and during COVID, and when you were not in the office, we had all of these virtual, and you have helped me with my recertification. It is quite frustrating. It's something that I take very seriously. And I don't take it for granted. And it's not something that I ever want to not have, because being certified, I have been able to make deals that I never thought possible. Multi-million-dollar contracts I have signed with developers, and my business is now in Westchester, Fairfield County. I have a presence in Suffolk County, and I've worked with a team of people, and it's all about the ability and the relationships that I have made that have helped me grow professionally. That was a lot.
That was fabulous, though. It was
Yeah.
really, I mean, so many nuggets of great things that you said.
Like, I don't want to be all over the board. And when people say, what do you do? It really depends. My job title does change because
Sure.
I have a project in Brewster. I'm a design selections coordinator. When I work with one of my clients, Milano Consulting. So over the years, I found my way, and it's really interesting. Again, believing in yourself, having the support of a wonderful wife, in addition to Veronica, WEDC, and the people that you surround yourself with. You surround yourself with people that are successful and have, my grandfather said to me, you show me your friends, I'll tell you who the kind of person you are. I don't want to say I've always been grounded, but I think being grounded and being grateful, and it's okay to fail, because you're not going to succeed with everything, but you pick yourself up, you pick up your panties, you clean yourself off, and you move forward, because that's what life is. It's tough enough out there, but if you believe in yourself and keep taking chances, and I just keep going after it day in, day out. And I've built a business on referrals, and I manage expectations. I have a high level of expectations. I think it's important to take, mind, body, and soul are very important. And when I work with my homeowners, I'm very transparent. I communicate, and I treat people the way I like to be treated. And when I ask my clients to review me, I'm confident, not arrogant, because that's never a positive thing. I'm comfortable and confident that they will give me good reviews, because I know the level of service I provide.
Yeah. Oh, Renee, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
They are all so very lucky to work with you. Really.
I'm grateful. You know what it is? I find that when you show people gratitude, listen, I'm not easy, and I could be very tough in business. I'm a good negotiator, but I always reverse the situation. And when people tell me how happy they are to work with me and they're appreciative, and I go to job sites, I'm working in a job in Long Island, 55 units I procured material for. Wow. We're still having issues with the supply chain and, delays. And again, I don't overpromise.
Yep.
I don't like to do that. I was at the job site because I had refrigerators, 55 refrigerators that were delivered, you know, in addition to all of the other appliances. And my, you know, my general contractor is telling me that there are damages. I'm like, okay, so give me, there are a few damages. I'm like, okay, so just tell me how many, and I need the serial number. I was waiting. I'm like, I'm going to the job site. Let's go on the job site. Went to the job site. I took the serial numbers and he thanked me. That's what you have to do. You take control. You know, I'm aggressive. I'm not passive. I'm proactive. And, you know, it's done. I have a list of things that need to get done. And now I could accommodate my client by getting him what he needs to replace the doors on his appliances. So it's really listening, working, and just achieving your goals.
Yeah, that's great. Veronica, I think we have everything we need for.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, really, really great.
Thank you so much, Renee.
No questions. I can talk all day.
I'm going.
If you need anything else, and if you want to edit it, and if there's something that you feel that I missed, I do tend to speak fast. I'm a New Yorker. But
I'm going to stop the recording now.
And we would love to honor you this year as our enterprising woman.
Wow.
So it's coming up. I mean, you're so deserving, Renee, so deserving. It's Wednesday. I can send you some details too, but it's Wednesday, September 27th, from 6 to 9 p.m. It's a gala. You can invite your friends or family or whomever you'd like to have there to support you. It's in White Plains at the Mansion on Broadway. And we have, you know, we usually recognize a community partner and a corporate partner, and we're still working through some of those, but I'll share some more information with you, but we'd love to honor you at the gala.
Well, I'm usually never at a loss for words, but you know, listen, my wife gets awarded and honored all of the time because of her accolades and her success, and the fact that I'm going to get emotional. So
Well, after you told us your whole story, you're more than deserving of this award. I mean,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get in touch with you to tell you about this. And then when Veronica and I were like, we have to talk to her today, I'm like, perfect. We'll tell her on Zoom.
I can't even be, you know, this morning, Joanne, I was telling Joanne, we were going back and forth. And she said, Renee, I said, you know, we can't seem to connect. She said, just pause, take a deep breath, have the Zoom call, and it will all work out. And here we are. I'm in tears. I'm crying.
We are so proud of you, Renee, and so I mean, so grateful that you entrusted WEDC to help you, and so grateful that you continue to tell your story. And so you will be such an inspiration to other women who are thinking about starting a business or who have just gotten started. You will really, really inspire them.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. And if I could help one person change their life, you know, it starts with one person. And if we all give, you know, you give what you get, and I believe in paying it forward. And if I could do that, it would be my honor and pleasure. Count me in.
Awesome. I will send you the date so you have it on your calendar, and some other information, and we'll go from there.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day and weekend.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Bye, ladies.